Coming up on today's Sheep Pups, AEW does another tease with Shane McMahon. Apparently, he can't get out of the airport. MJF goes Hollywood. Paige and Malakai Black, Saraya, also known as, may have contracts coming up. We're going to see. Probably not the best tease there. And WrestleMania tickets are on sale. But wait until you hear these prices. You're not going to believe it. That one's much better. Boom!
What does everybody want? What does everybody need?
Oh, another cheap pop.
What does everybody love?
Oh, that cheap pop is there for the taking.
And we start off with a picture because Shane McMahon has appeared again, and I'll show you this picture here. Boom! Shane McMahon appears with the Young Bucks, apparently again at an airport. The caption of this was interesting flight today. Now, as the story goes, apparently they just happened to be on the same flight and took this picture. It's just a coincidence, as the story goes.
Where were they flying to?
I don't know. I gotta tell you, I did not expect that kind of question.
Well, because if they're all flying to like Boise, Idaho, then that's bullshit, right? But if they're going to, I don't know, Hollywood or New York.
According to Cultaholic, they were flying from New York to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh shit, that was close.
Yeah. So they just happened to be on the same flight. Yeah, I definitely
Utah?
get from New York. That makes sense.
Why the fuck are they both going to Utah?
Yeah, I don't know what Shane has to do with Utah. I mean, he's making
I don't know what
money.
anybody has to do with Utah, but why are the Young Bucks and Shane McMahon going to Utah? Of all places. They just so happen to be on the same flight. Shenanigans. Shane's on AEW.
So yeah, a lot of people take this as, yep, it's happening. We've already talked about it. I don't think it's a bad thing. At this point, whatever AEW can do to pull themselves up. And if that's Shane McMahon, then so be it. So I'm not even upset at it.
Unless they're all Mormons, and this happens to be like a Mormon holiday or something.
It might be.
Or it might be, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know too much about what happens over there.
That's just a really big coincidence that they're all going to Utah.
Maybe they're University of Utah fans and they're going to watch a game.
Well, Shane would be a Hoosier fan because that's where his son goes.
Oh.
He's a tight end.
Oh, there you go. And that ain't happening. So yeah, Shane McMahon, why are you going over to Salt Lake?
Yeah.
The one thing I could say about it though is maybe I don't like that they're kind of ruining the surprise if it is happening. You did the one tease. Well, actually, you did two teases. The one where someone busted in the door with the camera, probably kicked it in. There was that tease, and then there was the tease before that that said it happened, but there was no photo evidence. But then they got the photo evidence, and now you got this too. Like, why are you teasing it so much? If it's gonna happen, just like keep it quiet and let it be a surprise.
It would be pretty on brand, though, that they would spend a whole lot of effort towards building anticipation to something that's not even a possibility.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they spent so much energy on the backstage shit with Punk instead of, like, you know, being good.
Well, they got people in the building, so that's...
No, they didn't. They lost people.
No, the rating went up for that.
Oh, for that, yeah. But it's been steadily declining, though.
That's true. But we'll see where that goes. Even more AEW news. Paige, a.k.a. Saraya, has signed a new contract with AEW. So she is staying there. There was that little moment where people thought that she may jump ship back to WWE if they want her. I'm sure Xavier Woods wanted her back, but I don't know if WWE wanted her back.
Well, she's damaged goods now, too.
Yeah, and they wouldn't clear her to wrestle.
There was a week where she was hot shit, and then she kind of fizzled off, and I forgot she was still in AEW, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she's over on Rampage now, so really no one watches.
And again, it's just like Sasha. Why would WWE be interested? They've done nothing but lower their stock.
I guess what they bet on with all that is, you know, no one's watching over there, so especially Rampage. No one's watching Rampage. No one's watching Collision. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, that don't even watch AEW. So you bring them back, and it's just like, oh, where you been? Another name that may or may not be returning to WWE. So we didn't get Paige, Saraya, but there is a possibility that Malakai Black, formerly known as Alistair Black, apparently his contract is set to expire and WWE is interested in bringing him back. His main roster run wasn't good. We can be honest about that. His NXT run, I was a fan of. If he comes back, I don't know how you get rid of the stink that was his main roster run, but if you can, I think it would be a good addition. Now, that's probably just selfish. I was just a Alistair Black fan. And by the way, his wife is also in the company. That may be a good thing and maybe a bad thing.
What I briefly remember his NXT run. I didn't see one bit of his main roster run. He had a cool entrance and his music was awesome. I'm not a big fan of the wrestlers that incorporate karate into their moveset because it always looks like shit.
It does, but the Black Mass was just a thing of beauty, which
Fair.
still is. It's one of my favorite moves in the business.
And he's more emaciated than CM Punk. I don't know. It's hard for me to view him as an intimidating guy
Fair enough.
against other wrestlers. I'm sure if I saw him in an alley, I'm not saying that I'm tougher than him or anything like that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, he may be on his way back. We shall see what's happening. That's still more so a rumor than anything. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. We go over to Deadspin because MJF, if you couldn't sleep at night waiting on him to make his way back to AEW television, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. It's reported that he is going to be in a movie. What movie, you may ask? That movie is Happy Gilmore. T. Yes. For some reason, they are. For some reason, they are doing another Happy Gilmore movie. Well, I know the reason. It's because it ain't working out for old Mr. Sandler with his other movies. But MJF will be reprising a role in the movie.
He won't be
Reportedly-
reprising anything.
What do you mean?
Reprising a role would mean that he's coming back
Oh.
to the same role.
Okay.
Well, don't use the
Starring.
wrong shit and I won't say anything.
He's going to be starring. I don't know how much of a starring is, but he's going to be playing one of Happy Gilmore's sons, that being Adam Sandler. Is, I assume, will be Happy Gilmore still. Also to note, Travis Kelce is going to be in that. Shooter McGavin, he's going to be in it. Let's go ahead and just read it here. Professional wrestler Maxwell Jacob Freeman, aka MJF, of AEW fame, is the latest to join the cast of Netflix Happy Gilmore 2, starring Adam Sandler. Details of his roles are under wraps, as is the sequel's plot. Other on board include Julia Bowen, don't know who that is, and Christopher McDonald, don't know who that is. Reprise, there it is, their respective roles as Virginia Vinnett.
Did you
and
watch
Shooter
Happy
McGavin.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Okay, Julie Bowen's the chick
Okay.
with the mom haircut, and she played the mom in Modern Family.
Okay. Gotcha. I know who that is now. And then, yeah, Christopher McDonald apparently appeared as Shooter McGavin, so definitely know who that is. I don't think we'll get a cameo from Barb Barker.
Probably not.
Cortez. And yeah, and then it says here that Travis Kelce is also on board for a cameo, and Bad Bunny too. Now, the one thing that did stick
Jesus
out was it's on Netflix, so it's a Netflix movie, so it's not even like on the big screen.
It's probably part of Sandler's little Netflix deal.
Yeah, he has been putting out just like Netflix only movies recently.
And
I
they've
didn't know
been
he had a
shit.
deal. But makes sense. It wasn't as good as the Chappelle stand-up things, but you know that was just to piss people off, of course.
Well, there's nothing as good as Chappelle anything.
That's true. But one final thing here. So a year ago, when they announced that WWE is going to WrestleMania in Las Vegas in 41, I remember saying out loud that this show will be at WrestleMania 41. I made a mistake with that. So tickets went on sale for WrestleMania, and with the tickets on sale, they showed some of the prices, and boy, are they out of control. So apparently, if you want to get front row seats to the granddaddy of them all, if you will, it's going to cost you $50,000. Now that's for 2 nights, I guess.
So 25 a piece.
Yeah, I guess that makes it better.
Yeah.
They threw in that it's for both nights. But I don't need to sit in the front row. Maybe I sit in the second row, maybe the third row, maybe the bowl seats. Well, those are going to set you back $30,000 for both.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And that's so antithetical to what wrestling is, because it's supposed to be like a blue collar pastime.
Yeah, they're definitely. I see a lot of YouTubers. They'll put out, "Oh yeah, I paid $30,000 to go to SummerSlam or something like that," and they put out their videos. Unfortunately, they probably get that money back from the
Unfortunately.
video they make. And that's why the WWE, they'll go out there and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is the largest gate in history." Oh, that's why, because you're charging $50,000 for tickets,
Right.
and people are paying them. Now, in comparison, it looks like it's about on par with what the Super Bowl tickets cost. So, like you said, it's for the casual, like, oh, I'm just going to watch a wrestling show. But now they're really charging like it's a sporting event. And
Yeah, like how are you supposed to take your family to go see the wrestling event?
well, you ain't sitting front row. There ain't no way. Like, you got to sit maybe fifth, sixth, standing room only type stuff. I wonder what like the cheap stuff would be. Probably still like $200.
I don't know. I remember years ago when Ohio State and Michigan were number 1 and 2. It was back when Troy Smith was the quarterback.
Yeah.
I paid $500 for cheap student seats. Now, that was for one ticket. So I can only imagine what it would cost now.
Yeah. Well, I'll give everybody a hack if you are so inclined. Now, you can't do this with kids. So if you're taking kids, it's probably out of the running here. Probably if you're taking a spouse, out of the running here. But if you're not doing any of those things and you're just going by yourself, you can try to be a vendor, like a usher guy. One year I wanted to go to all the UT games, number 1 in the country. I signed up to be an usher, and then I was able to get in every game and got paid for it. So that is one hack if you want to do that. But that is also Cheap Pops. Let us know what you think of some of those stories down in the comments below.